BlackFacts.com presents educational series, Black History in America. July 1964, Civil Rights Act of 1964. Narrated by Timbuktu. Thanks to the campaign of nonviolent resistance championed by Martin Luther King Jr. beginning in the late 1950s, the civil rights movement had begun to gain serious momentum in the United States by 1960. After the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, on August 28, 1963, the organizers visited Kennedy to discuss the Civil Rights Bill. Roy Wilkins and Philip Randolph attempted to persuade him to support a provision establishing a Fair Employment Practices Commission that would ban discriminatory practices. That year, John F. Kennedy made passage of new civil rights legislation part of his presidential campaign platform. He won more than 70% of the African American vote. Congress was debating Kennedy's Civil Rights Reform Bill, and he was killed by an assassin's bullet in Dallas, Texas in November 1963. It was left to Lyndon Johnson, not previously known for his support of civil rights, to push the Civil Rights Act, the most far-reaching act of legislation supporting racial equality in American history, through Congress in June 1964. At its most basic level, the act gave the federal government more power to protect citizens against discrimination on the basis of race, religion, sex, or national origin. It mandated the desegregation of most public accommodations, including lunch counters, bus depots, parks and swimming pools, and established the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, to ensure equal treatment of minorities in the workplace. The act also guaranteed equal voting rights by removing biased registration requirements and procedures, and authorized the U.S. Office of Education to provide aid to assist with school desegregation. In a televised ceremony on July 2, 1964, Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act into law using 75 pens. He presented one of them to King, who counted it among his most prized possessions. To learn more about Black history, visit www.blackfacts.com.